may have your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you. To our chief guest, the Principal Secretary, State of Department, Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, to the entire planning committee that has worked very closely in making sure that this event has been a success, to also the CyberPro team global for ensuring that this also has come to a reality, to the delegates that are here, to our partners and our sponsors. Good morning. All right, fantastic. We are glad to have you here. Even before we get into the meat and the matter of this particular conversation, I would like you to just do one favor. If you can be able just to get out your phone, if you can just be able to get out your phone. Our hashtag for today is Cyberweek Africa 2024. That is our hashtag, Cyberweek Africa 2024. Please, if you'd be so kind, as just to take a picture of yourself, or even the person that you're seated next to, and even as we continue, please make sure that you can be able to take the lovely photos, and then go to our social media handles, go to your social media and put in the hashtag Cyberweek Africa 2024. Please feel free to take a selfie, feel free to take a photo with the person you seated next to. That is a person that you're going to partner with very, very closely as we continue this conversation today. I can see most of us are doing that. Thank you very much. That is a hashtag that we are going to carry going forward even as we proceed. I'd like to call our first speaker, who is going to come and guide us on the Cyberweek Africa 2023 highlights. It's quite important for us to have a moment of reflection and see how the Cyberweek Africa 2023 highlights were conducted. Ladies and gentlemen, to guide us on this particular conversation is a man who has the expertise in homeland security and cyber security. How about that? He also has extensive experience in implementing infrastructure projects and also multidisciplinary projects. He is a man who is focused on the out-of-box focused approach in everything that he does. He is the chairperson, CyberPro Global, and also he's the managing director at CyberPro Global. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me appreciate this distinguished leader with a warm round of applause, Mr. Noah Emuna, as he comes forward to give us the highlights of the Cyberweek Africa 2023. Please, let's appreciate him with a warm round of applause. Welcome, Mr. Noah. We are glad to have you here, and we're looking forward to the conversation. Thank you.
Now it's better. Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. Basically, we are going to have a session of 3 days talking about cybersecurity and the benefits of each and every one of us, combining government, university, and business, how to get together and in order to do cybersecurity. Everybody can join it.
Thank you for that. Please, let's appreciate Mr. Noah Emuna one more time with a round of applause. And also, we appreciate your leadership at CyberPro Global and the fantastic work that you are doing there. Now we want to go to the next part of the program, which is the introduction by the chairperson of the Cyberweek Africa Committee. And ladies and gentlemen, to guide us on this is a man who is a seasoned cybersecurity practitioner and ICT leader with close to 2 decades of experience improving and also providing thought leadership in the enterprise-wide risk management and also incident response management through his strategic thinking and also decision making. This is a man who has had quite the experience with several financial institutions, just to mention like Stanbic Bank, just to mention a few. He's a man who has quite the core competencies when it comes to cybersecurity, data analysis, analytics, machine learning. One area of focus, artificial intelligence, innovation, strategy, formulation, implementation, and also big data architecture. He is the director at CyberPro Global, and also he is a cybersecurity specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate the one and only Mr. Orifa Peter as he comes forward to guide us on this particular conversation of introducing the Cyberweek Committee. Please, another warm round of applause. These are the ones who have definitely made this event a success, and we appreciate your patronage. Welcome, sir.
To our chief guest, PS Principal Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, the DVC, University of Nairobi, and all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. Thank you very much and feel most welcome for this event. Allow me to first and foremost recognize the organizing committee for the Cyberweek Africa. Please, committee members, if you're around, kindly may you stand up and wave to the crowd. The committee members led by Professor Andrew Kahonge, Dr. Priska Chaudhry, Mr. John Mutunga. I can see Mr. James and Benson Benjamin and Dr. David. Thank you very much for your dedication. You may sit. I also want to recognize few of our sponsors, Isaka Kenya chapter. Thank you very much for your sponsoring us. We also have Sangfor. Sangfor is also represented here in the house. Thank you very much. We also have Fortinet representative in the house. Yeah, I think they're somewhere here. And also Gichuku and Gichuku Advocates also represented. Thank you very much and feel most welcome. Without wasting much of our time, I would like to welcome Professor Andrew Kahonge to make his speech on behalf of the Department of ICT Informatics in the University of Nairobi. Professor, karibu. you. I would like to request engineer who is going to represent Professor Nura on behalf of Kenya School of Government. Engineer, please welcome for your speech.
On strengthening the of the industrial revolution forming and the for the next few days, the protection also focus on sectors, borders, and ladies and gentlemen, policies, one of the most pressing in developing engineering across 32 years ago. So you know this industry. Embraced digital transformation. Specifically, now that we have the public service, all of us our PS maybe the public service is what drives the country. The private sector come in as a catalyst, whereby they may have resources, they may have advantage in one way, but the main component of developing a nation is the public service. Kenya School of Government, as a capacity building institute of the government, we are here to support and to develop some of these capacity building program. Of course, some of the expertise we will have, we need to run it from the private because of the investment required. But in terms of building the muscle of the public service, we will be able to handle that very well. I want to say this. Kenya School of Government is a critical player in equipping public service officers. All of us know that. The skills that are needed will help in navigating the complexities of the digital age. As you know, cyber space is evolving. As you know, without going to technical details, there are those of us who know the Internet of Things, how things now move, like everything can be monitored over. And more so to say, the public sector ICT training program are highly required. We have a labor force that apparently most of them came before computers. But we really want to change that. Given the face now of our public servant, our young people, we really need to equip them with the right skills and knowledge, especially to impact on the dynamic challenges that are happening in our day's life. Kenya School of Government has some executive leadership courses. Under that leadership courses, we have already incorporated some of the cybersecurity program for the senior officers to be able to guide and to give a leadership, to play the leadership role when they are managing their juniors in regards to how they are going to navigate over the cybersecurity affairs. On top of that, the school has also developed some ICT program and cybersecurity program and even data protection. Together with the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner, we have already rolled out a program for data protection for the public sector and even for the private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the school is committed to creating a secure cyber environment that will be supported by policies and framework that will foster trust and safeguard our citizens. As you know now, all of us, we must embrace to serve our citizens or whom are our employer anyway. However, we cannot do this alone. We need to work with the partners. And why we are here, all of us, is to have that synergy that will help us to collaborate and partner with especially big institutions, the private and also the government, so that we have a holistic and resilient cybersecurity ecosystem. In collaboration with public sector partners and as Communication Authority of Kenya, ICT Authority, Data Protection, United Nations Development Program, and private and sector partners, as CyberPro, KSG is enhancing capacity in digital governance, data protection, information security. These efforts are vital in building a cybersecurity-aware public workforce capable of safeguarding Kenya's digital asset. This Cyberweek conference is an important platform for knowledge exchange. The MC mentioned about people taking photos, which is good start off, but it's important we create a community of practice. Believe you me, the network that you create from this room will be of very importance to you now and in the future. So let us embrace each other. Let us learn as much as possible from each of us, because knowledge has no limit, and we must share the knowledge that we already have. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to organizers, sponsors, partners, for their unwavering support and dedication in making this event possible. Without you, could not be here. So thanks so much. And also, in your contribution are invaluable, and your commitment to advancing cybersecurity is truly commendable. You see, Professor, you are saying you have been boring from outside. Believe you me, this country has the potential to export. The knowledge we have for our young people and even the old people, I tell you, we are on the map of the world, especially in technology. But you know, when you look at ourselves, we undermine ourselves, and we have the capability. We have done many things in other countries, and I believe we are recognized in one way or the other. The man from Isaka, you know what we have done in the past. And of course, we have really made this world to change in one way or the other. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much, and I take this opportunity to issue a successful 3-day conference as we embrace the Cybersecurity Week. Thanks so much.
Let's appreciate the speaker once again. Thank you very much, engineer. Allow me to call Dr. James Kamuyu on behalf of NC4, the director, to tell us.
PS, sir, Vice Chancellor acting, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I know I have a very detailed presentation, so I'll not take very little time, sir. just to reinstate the critical importance of this gathering, where we are bringing together the national capability in terms of matters cybersecurity to be able to discuss the issues that are affecting us, assess the various threats, not only for purposes of assessment, but also generate solutions for these threats. So my name is Colonel Dr. James Kimuyu, the director at NC4, where you say you are the chair. I'm also an alumni of this university. I have a master's of information systems from where the professor heads. And I also have a postgraduate diploma in strategic studies. I think should be EDIS then. I don't know if it is still called EDIS. So I'll not take much time because I'll still be back here. Mine is just to thank you, sir, for finding time just to come and interact with our academia and the industry and also the various public sector representatives that are here. So with those few remarks, in the interest of time, I say thank you for the organizers for putting such an event together. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. for your commitment. Allow me to welcome the representative of Israeli Embassy, Professor Lior from Tel Aviv University, to come and make his remarks.
Thank you. I'm not a government official, but I'm glad to represent because we at the university are working obviously with our colleagues and partners throughout the government and the industry and academia in the State of Israel. And I'm sure that the State of Israel will continue supporting advancing sustainable development goals throughout the world with the help of advanced technology. Now, as we all are well aware of, we are in the midst of great transformation that changes our lives. If we are to benefit, to get all the benefits from it, we need a good level of resilience and reliability and digital trust. Cybersecurity is not only about defense, national security, and law enforcement. It's much more important than that. It's about unlocking the great individual, social, and economic benefits that digital technologies are enabling and bringing on. For the last 15 years, I've been involved in forefront of cybersecurity research and policy areas in the different states. If there is one key for success, it is not about having more resources or better technology. The one thing that I can, as a scientist, as a practitioner, tell you, the better, the more intensive communication and cooperation exists between the government, research institutions, and the industry and business, the more agile, more sustainable, and better the outcomes will be. So with that, may this impressive event be the foundation of scaling up and enhancing the ecosystem of cybersecurity in this country and start sustainable ecosystem cooperation between government agencies, business, and academia. Thank you.
Let's appreciate the professor once again. Thank you very much. Allow me to welcome the CEO of CyberPro Global, Mr. John Mutunga, to make his remarks.
distinguished guests, and everyone who is represented here. Just want to say thank you for attending this conference. My prayer is as we come in and as we live here, we grab something on cybersecurity, AI, research and development. Noticing, if I could give you just one word, the future is AI. The future is AI and female. You might not understand what I mean. If it is not pink, it does not please the business community. That's where we are heading. The more you invest on AI, the more you invest on cybersecurity, the more you research on cybersecurity, the more you research on AI, the more you research on the principles of this world in the female gender, the more you are heading to the right direction in this world. We started cybersecurity a few years ago. We started CyberPro a few years ago with the intention to do research and development in cybersecurity, especially among the academia. We felt it was not strong enough unless we brought in the industry. We walked to the industries, we walked to Dell, Fortinet, Checkpoint, Palo Alto, Sophos, all the companies doing cybersecurity affairs, and they are strong on it. We told them, come, let's reason together. Let's start up something which can build a future for our children. But we told them who has the capacity to read is the students. We started moving to universities to start a research center and an academic class. Right now, we have 4 academies in the universities, and we have a research center at the University of Nairobi. The research center at the University of Nairobi has equal representation to all the universities across Africa. This is an African affair. We have delegates from Ghana, we have delegates from Israel, we have people coming from EC Council, India, and Pakistan is also represented here. We pray that at the end of this conference, you walk out with something. At the end of this conference, you'll never be the same, especially on research and development on cybersecurity, on where you're going to put your money onto, where you're going to put your research, and where you're going to put your future. The future, reminder, is AI and female. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Shall we appreciate John's once again? Thank you for your dedication. Allow me to call Professor Leonida Kerubo, Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, the University of Nairobi, who is going to make her remarks, then welcome the DVC UN. Thank you. Karibu, Prof.
Very much. May I take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the following, that our chief guest, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, who is also our alumni from Chiromo campus, the Ambassador, representative of Israel Embassy, Your Excellency Michael Lotem, the representative of the Director General, Kenya School of Government, Professor Nur Mohammed, the Vice Chancellor of University of Nairobi, Margaret Hutchinson, who is represented here today by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Ayub Gitau, the CEO, the Chairperson CyberPro, Mr. Noah Emuna, the CEO of CyberPro Global, John Mutunga, the Chairman of the Department of Computing and Informatics, Professor Andrew Kahonge, the workshop organizing committee members, facilitators, distinguished experts in the field of cyber security and artificial intelligence, and other workshop participants, staff and students of the University of Nairobi, stakeholders from other government institutions, academia, private sector, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the Faculty of Science and Technology, also known as Chiromo Campus, and to the second International Cyberweek Conference, jointly organized by the Department of Computing and Informatics of the University of Nairobi and also Cyber Pro that will run, of course, from 24th to 27th of September 2024. As a Faculty of Science and Technology, we are privileged to host this second internationally acclaimed Cyberweek conference. It is Africa's largest cybersecurity and AI tech conference, thanks to the strong partnership that we have been able to create between CyberPro, the Kenya National Computer and Cyber Crimes Coordination Committee, NC4, and the Kenya School of Government, the Kenya School of Government. This year's theme is cybersecurity industry workforce, and therefore the conference is aimed at bringing stakeholders together to discuss and deliberate on the current advancements and the way forward in matters of cybersecurity and AI. This week is, of course, packed with a series of activities, including presentations by experts and panel discussions. The Faculty of Science and Technology and the University of Nairobi as a whole are deeply committed to advancing the field of cybersecurity and AI through research and collaboration. We recently launched the Nairobi School of AI, which has been anchored at the Department of Computing and Informatics, Faculty of Science and Technology. This will offer an environment for both literacy and also technical level training, which will feed into research and innovation to diverse applications areas such as agriculture, health, manufacturing, and climate change, amongst others. The cybersecurity challenge cannot be addressed by an entity in isolation. A strategy between academia, government, and the private sector is crucial. Subsequently, the Faculty of Science and Technology has been very active in fostering partnerships with industry leaders and also government bodies. This conference is one of such examples where the Department of Computing and Informatics, as I already indicated, is collaborating with CyberPro, Kenya School of Government, and also NC4 to address the cybersecurity needs of the country through training, research, and also development. It is my hope that we can advance partnerships by increasing activities that make us work together. That way, a fertile ground can be achieved with the necessary talent, resources, and also environment to nurture innovations in cybersecurity solutions that will not only just be reactive, but also proactive. By creating synergies, we can develop strategies that anticipate cyber threats and build robust systems that are resilient. As we are aware, cybersecurity has evolved globally into a fundamental component of national security, business operations, and even individual privacy. This means that everyone needs to be involved and also informed about cybersecurity. To this end, the Faculty of Science and Technology, led by the Department of Computing and Informatics, have launched the Cybersecurity Experience Center earlier this year, which is aimed at packaging and delivering executive short courses and literacy in cybersecurity for all staff at all cadres, including top management in private and also public sectors. During the 4 days of this conference, I encourage all of us to engage fully, share ideas, and challenge one another. Innovation is born for dialogue, and this conference provides a unique platform for fostering the kind of discussions that can lead to groundbreaking solutions, as well as new collaborations and also cementing of existing partnerships in the cybersecurity community. I wish you all successful engagements and deliberations during the 4 days of the International Cyber Week conference, and as you chart the cybersecurity and AI roadmap to guide us over the coming years. With these few remarks, may I take this opportunity now to invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, Professor Jesang Hutchinson, represented here today by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Ayub Gitau, to give his opening remarks. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Good morning. Fine, our Vice Chancellor would have liked to be with us. She's extend a warm welcome. But then we had some other activities she had to attend to, and one of them this morning was in Konza. So for now, just allow me to lead a speech going forward. So Dr. Raymond Omolo, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration, our chief guest. Mr. Barak Granot, Minister of Trade and Economic Ambassador of Israel, Kenya, represented here by Professor Lee, Tel Aviv University. Professor Nura Mohammed, Director General, Kenya School of Government. We have John Mutunga, the CEO, Cyberpro Global. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the University of Nairobi. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the second International Conference on Cybersecurity and AI. This year's theme, Cybersecurity Industry Workforce, focuses on fostering productive partnership between the private sector and government. The University of Nairobi remains a leader in the region, continuing to make significant strides in maintaining excellence, particularly in this fast-evolving technological landscape. And as part of our Big Five agenda, we are strongly focused on innovation, artificial intelligence, and green jobs in the digital economy, ensuring that our students and stakeholders are well positioned to thrive in a future driven by technological advancement. I would like again to say science and technology, engineering. Before this position, I was the dean for close to 6 years in engineering. And one thing I know is science and technology and engineering must work together. Among other disciplines, we come in together with a multidisciplinary approach. And for our students, just not like in our time today, no matter which discipline you are coming from, AI, machine learning, Internet of Things, and large data analytica is the in thing. That is our guest of honor. That is the gospel that we are trying to pass over as we are training our students. Looking at the diverse representation of participants here today, it is evident that we will engage in transformative discussions that aim to address critical issues impacting not just our country, but the continent as a whole, through the lenses of cybersecurity and AI. We live in an era where technology connects us like never before, yet this increased level of connectivity comes with unprecedented risks. Cybersecurity is no longer a niche concern limited to tech specialists. It demands corrective action from all sectors if we are to effectively manage its growing complexities. I am confident that this conference will underscore the importance of collaboration, partnership. By strengthening the partnership between academia, the private sector, and government, we can cultivate the skilled workforce required to build secure and resilient systems for our country and region. To the experts participating, whether you are here physically or attending virtually, we are delighted to have you on board. Your insights will shape vital discussion that will advance our understanding and capability in the realms of cybersecurity and industrial workforce development. On behalf of the University of Nairobi, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our industry and government partners who have made this important conference possible. Special thanks to the Department of Computing and Informatics, Cyberpro, the Kenya School of Government, the National Computer and Cyber Crimes Coordinating Committee, NC4, for their commitment to organizing this significant event. I wish all a successful, engaging and productive conference. Let us ensure this event shapes the future of cybersecurity and AI, contributing meaningfully to the broader goals of innovation, digital transformation, and sustainable development. Thank you.
Please, let's appreciate Professor one more time with a round of applause. Thank you for that. We absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for the remarks. We are glad to be here. Please, if you'd be so kind, just to give a nice warm high five to the person sitting next to you and tell them cybersecurity is national security. Give them a nice high five. Look at them eyeball to eyeball and tell them cybersecurity is national security. Absolutely, that cannot be overlooked, and it is quite important that we have that at the very center of this particular conversation, that cybersecurity is quite indeed national security. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and the honor of inviting, is a man who has the responsibility when it comes to the coordination of a range of national government functions and also policies within the counties. He also has quite the responsibility when it comes to implementation and also oversight of internal security policies. This man definitely has quite the expertise when it comes to executing national cohesion, integration, policies on training of security personnel in border management, marine and terrestrial, and also disaster and emergency response coordination. He is our keynote speaker, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration. Delegates on the floor, would you be so kind as to help me welcome on stage Dr. Raymond Omolo, PhD, Chief of the Order of the Burning Spear, as he comes forward. Please let us all be upstanding as we usher in Dr. Raymond Omolo. Welcome. We are glad to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. We may be seated. Our DVC, who is representing the Vice Chancellor, the principal of College Science, Andrew, who is a long-term friend, various agencies of government, locally and internationally, delegates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Morning once again. Number of speakers of this university. One such having been many years ago, came in as work we did so many years back. Well, we also did a lot of work together. So when I'm here, I want to appreciate who have been here since yesterday. 3 days to go before the conference. Also want to appreciate the sponsors, Sony's, possible. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the second Cyberweek Africa 2024 conference and expo. Now this event offers us a unique platform to come together and discuss vital issues surrounding cybersecurity, industry practice, and workforce development. And we are truly honored by your presence today. On behalf of the Government of Kenya, I would like to extend a warm welcome and express my deep gratitude to all those who've made this event possible. It is through gatherings like this that we as a nation can strengthen our efforts towards improving our cybersecurity posture and protecting our digital future. This conference is a critical initiative under the National Cyber Security Coordination Committee, which I chair, that aims to increase user awareness, build capacity, and deepen our understanding of the risks we face in the cyber environment. Together with the colleagues at the Kenya School of Government, the Department for Informatics, or what we used to famously call the Institute of Computer Studies or Sciences, and the rest of you in the academia. Now, not only will we learn from each other, but government agencies and industry leaders are also expected to share crucial information to better protect our cyberspace. Kenya's cybersecurity strategic vision is clear in that we seek to create a cyberspace that is safe and secure for all. And to achieve this, we must ensure that the advantage remains with the defenders, that we are able to protect our critical information infrastructures, and that we maintain resilience even in the event of cyber attacks. I think a while back we suffered some serious cyber attack on one of our strategic assets, platform that we use as a government to provide services, the eCitizen platform. And for almost 48 hours, Kenyans will not be able to access some of the very critical services. And it took the intervention of a number of players, both local and international partners, to work together to be able to address that. And continuously, we are aiming to ensure that we do not get back to such a scenario. And through this conference and similar initiatives, we get an opportunity to interact and learn more, and also appreciate what is happening as best practice, so that we continue to keep our cyberspace secure. Now, cyber threats pose significant risks across all sectors and to our critical information infrastructures. And these threats do not discriminate and continue to be one of the highest security concerns we face today, threatening all parts of our society. Cybersecurity threats come from many sources, including state-sponsored actors, hackers, intruders, and individuals who misuse their skills for malicious purposes. The danger they pose is real, and cyber attacks on our critical information infrastructure could jeopardize our national security, public safety, and economic stability. This is particularly concerning to both government and the private sector, who rely heavily on ICT for service delivery. Today, if the internet is down, you will notice it. When X is down, you'll notice it. When people are unable to chat on WhatsApp, it goes without saying. Everybody will be complaining. It's like we are so hooked to it that without them, nothing can move. Our shared future depends on strengthening our cyber education system and expanding our national cybersecurity workforce. No number of technical solutions will be effective unless we have the skilled professionals needed to implement them. And I'm happy that as Cyber Pro, you have taken it upon yourself to work with a number of universities, more so focusing on those teaching ICT programs. But I think cybersecurity goes beyond that, whether it's in our food systems, whether what is happening with our medical systems, and it's important that we broaden the scope and the engagements that we have with academia. And it's critical that those in the private sector to put in the resources to support these processes. As NC4, we are committed to continuing our efforts to build cyber capacity and capability across both government and private sectors. Cybersecurity, as I've said, is a shared responsibility, and we will be able to provide timely, impactful support to our partners and those in need in times of crisis. This year, we have further strengthened our legal framework with the enactment of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes, the Critical Information Infrastructure, and Cyber Management Regulations 2024, which was approved by Parliament in March of this year. Together with other legislation, these regulations form the foundation for protecting our critical information infrastructures. We are also investing in long-term capacity building initiatives, such as establishing the cybersecurity centers of excellence. These centers will enhance our workforce, unify our efforts to protect our cyberspace, and foster collaboration between government, the private sector, and international partners. Additionally, we must establish coordinated efforts, response structures, and regulatory clarity in this rapidly evolving environment where innovation and cybersecurity meet. And this is one of the most rapidly evolving spaces we operate in. So that what you think is a major breakthrough today, when you think about it a month or a year down the line, you are left wondering what is coming next. And we must always try to keep pace with advancement. Today, of course, there's a lot of conversation about artificial intelligence, big data, and I just learned of the female one from my friend there. I really need to get to understand what exactly that means. It is therefore through such conferences that we advance our cybersecurity by bringing the right people into the same room to share information, points of view, and best practices. The program over the next 3 days features an impressive lineup of experts who will offer us valuable insights into the most pressing challenges and opportunities in cybersecurity. And as we proceed, I hope these sessions will provide us all with new insights and spark meaningful conversations. Your perspectives are vital, and we all stand to benefit greatly from hearing them as we work through these complex issues together. And maybe for the leadership in academia, I think this also offers you guys an opportunity to relook at our curriculum. What is it that we need to change so that then we are not left behind? Because otherwise, if we become too rigid, we lose the opportunity to get the right caliber of students who go through our programs, who are going to make an impact, not just in government, but also in industry. As I conclude, I believe that this second Cyberweek Africa Conference and Expo will shape future events and help on board all key stakeholders, sectors, and partners. Our goal is to establish this as an annual event, continuously refining it to suit Kenya's unique cyberspace landscape, which is marked by the interconnectedness of our critical information infrastructures and the growing reliance on ICT to service delivery. And this space has continued to give us a big headache as government. There's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of disinformation. How do we positively take advantage of technology to deal with the challenge of misinformation and disinformation? And also, how do we use the same technology to help us apprehend and prosecute those who misuse or disinform? I think this is an interesting conversation that will be of interest, particularly for the lawyers or the legal minds, because there's a lot of gaps in terms of evidence, what can then be adduced to secure convictions, but also beyond that, how do we use technology to also act as a deterrent to help us deal with the people who might want to misuse the same. I once again extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee for their relentless effort and dedication in ensuring the success of this event, and I look forward to continued dialogue and engagement as we work to ensure the continuity of this important process. Ladies and gentlemen, with those many remarks, it is now my distinct honor and privilege to officially declare that the second Cyberweek Africa 2024 Conference and Expo open, and wish all of you a productive and insightful conference. Thank you.
Please let's appreciate Dr. Raymond Omolo one more time with a round of applause. Principal Secretary, State Department of Internal Security and National Administration. We appreciate your sentiments and thank you for being our key guest and also officially opening up the Cyberweek Africa 2024. I also incline with you about the new thing that I have heard from Mr. Mutunga, that the future is AI and the future is also pink. All right, so thank you for also sharing on that. One of the things on a very light note, very light note, to our keynote speaker is that at times I met someone who actually said I have a striking resemblance with our keynote speaker. I'm not sure how that is, but one of the things that I can be able to align to is that you are a forward-thinking leader, strategic, hands-on, open-minded, reachable, and you are an administrator par excellence, and we appreciate your leadership. Please, delegates, let's appreciate him one more time with a round of applause. This country at large is glad to have you in that particular office. Thank you very much for that. We want to go to our next speaker, who is going to guide us on the state of cyber security and AI. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, his key role is definitely to oversee and also ensure timely detection and prevention and also prosecution of computer misuse and cyber crimes, fostering international cooperation. The role that cannot be overlooked is providing accurate advisories to government and also the private sectors. He is the director at NC4, the National Computer and Cyber Crimes Coordination Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate with a warm round of applause Colonel Dr. James Kimuyu as he comes forward to give us his talk. Please, another warm round of applause as we appreciate Dr. James Kimuyu as he comes forward. Thank you, Director. We are glad to have you here and we look forward to your words of wisdom.
Thank you, sir. Again, this is not a continuation. The forum has officially been opened. Now we wanted the executive team present to be able now to take the stage. I know I have many PowerPoints, which will be bad manners to be able to subject our strategy leaders to all that. So I'll request the Mr. Peter here to do an amendment. Let's go to the executive session so that we allow the PS to leave the meeting in good time. And from there now we can get into the details of the nitty-gritties. That's why we are gathered. So Peter, please come forward and welcome the executive on board. They'll just take a few discussions and questions. Then we'll go to the photo session. Then from there we can be able to release the chief guest. It's good manners. He's my boss. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that, Director. At this point in time, we'd like now to invite our executives. I'll start. First of all, let us start off with our chief guest, Dr. Raymond Omolo. Please, if you can be able to join us on stage, and let's appreciate him also as he comes forward. Also, we have Professor Martha. Okay.
Let's call Professor Lior from Tel Aviv University. Please come over. Thank you. We also have Director, the representative from Kenya School of Government Engineer. Please come. And the DVC, University of Nairobi, and the Dean, please come. Please come. And also we have Haida Chaudhry. Kindly please join us for. On the same note, allow me to welcome the moderator, Dr. Priska, to continue with the process.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. So my task is very easy as we get into the Cyberweek conference. I'm sure all of us want to hear and probably already had some questions for the speakers. And to kick it off, I'd like to pick from something that our chief guest said during his keynote address, where he said that the cybersecurity strategy is already in place. So, Mr. PS, sir, Kenya has made strides in improving its cybersecurity framework. How is the Ministry of Interior and National Administration ensuring that the country's national security strategy evolves to address AI-driven cyber threats? And what are the key areas that need urgent attention? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Now, first, maybe let me just try and put this into context. That when you look at the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, one of our biggest matters to do with internal security, besides coordinating development programs by the national government. In the space of internal security, then there are a number of challenges. Criminal activities, what you call cybercrimes, and in the context of our discussions today, cybersecurity is one special area of focus that we are working on. As a ministry and maybe as a country, way back in 20, it was meant to address T or ICT. But it's interesting that between then until early this year, to operationalize that we have been able to come up clean up. In terms of the threats that we see, intelligence, one of the biggest gaps we are trying to address as a ministry and also one, development, human resource, how we can number two is the issue of public awareness. Do people yes, how we use public awareness becomes focus, which is part of beyond capacity development and public awareness, critical infrastructure. Look at power generation. Out of that, beyond that, coordination. The national framework, we have the committee brings together course, so that time possible that it's not. Make use of the benefits that comes with what we have within the space. It doesn't become in operations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS. And just speaking from what you have said, I'd like to ask the Dean. When we look at what PS is saying, that sometimes people are not even aware that they have actually made some or done something wrong. As a leader in education, how does the university incorporate ethical considerations such as data privacy and AI bias into the cybersecurity and AI curricula to ensure responsible use of technology?
Thank you very much. You know very well that the university's mandate is teaching, training, and also research. And also we also have community service. So of course, one of the things that we can easily do is to make sure that those curriculum in those areas, the areas that you've just specified, are incorporated into the mainstream teaching. So those curriculum in those areas in cyber security and other related fields can easily be incorporated, and the students can now then be trained. So, and currently what we are doing, of course, we have that Center of Excellence, which is coming up with very strategic programs, including the ethics of cybersecurity and others. So I think as a university, that is what we can easily do, and the students can know how to deal with such issues when they come across them. So having curriculum which will address those issues. And we are already in the process of doing that, and we have some of the flagship programs in cybersecurity in the Center of Excellence that we have.
Thank you very much, because the concern here is always how to explicitly mainstream the component of ethics so that it really is something that stands out in our educational institutions rather than just leaving it as something that is implied. So we look forward to the university doing that. And then we can then go to Professor Leon, just to appreciate that Israel is actually a renowned and advanced cybersecurity ecosystem. How has Israel gone about balancing national security and innovation in order to provide strong cybersecurity measures, particularly in areas such as AI, while fostering innovation and entrepreneurship in both the private and the public sector?
Thanks. That's a difficult question. Let me boil it down to a couple of points. The first one is the national security needs. If you look strategically, and historically, you will notice that most of technology was funded, invented by governments for their national security desires and purposes and so on. Therefore, the state of Israel spends the highest amount in the world as a share of GDP on research and development. And so from even before the state was established. These things accumulate. The more policy relevant issue is how to balance the as you said, national security needs economical potential. This is ongoing tension. As you can assume, things that the government has funded, it would like to keep to itself, classify to make it secret, to make it special. On the other hand, fortunately, our leaders have come to the understanding a couple of decades ago, at least even earlier, that this is not doable, this is not sustainable, no matter how rich the country would be. To allow and to create incentives that will enable business to contribute to the use of this. And one of the main areas is the export questions. There are many things that would typically not be licensed to exports that are now are. And the same goes for the entire cyber industry. Yes, if you know how to make a good endpoint protection, then you understand quite dangerous things, how attacks could happen. It's very easy to say this would be classified knowledge, keep it for us, we need it for our intelligence, police, and so on. So that's an ongoing struggle, and it can change anytime.
Thank you very much. And truly, the tension is palpable. How, when one invests in something, of course, they want to keep it. But as we all say together, cybersecurity is national, and therefore we must all be part of it. And therefore, I ask Mr. Chaudhary, in building trust in emerging markets as coming from the private sector, how do you approach building trust and ensuring cybersecurity compliance in markets where regulatory frameworks may be less mature or evolving?
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. This topic is quite huge. First of all, we have to develop an understanding that what exactly we are planning to do. We have industries there. So what was stopping it from happening? Why it is so critical? Because as the name of our organization says, Cyber Pro Global means our key agenda which we want to run is to develop a platform which is and recognized not just by the government. Involvement of academia has to be there, and industry is relying on this platform to connect our students and globally. And when we talk about the issues that are happening globally, this platform actually can bring them together and have all the research like so we actually want to enhance it comes to like global issues, cybersecurity across the world, and rather than just reinventing, we want to bring everyone together. Cyber Pro Global is a platform which can join what exactly we want to do. So we have a vision that we want to our Kenyan self-sustained when it comes to cybersecurity issues, guidance, bring international that we want all the stakeholders to come and work together, because alone we might provide a platform, but we cannot be self-sustained until and unless all the peers, they have the required involvement, whether it is from the government, whether it is from the academia, and whether it is from industry. And trust me, industry do a lot of research, though we have a research and development center pretty much in every university. But again, it is limited because sometimes it is limited by funding, maybe sometimes it is limited by the people who are doing research and development. However, if we look at industry, those people actually invest a lot of money in R&D. They are the ones which are actually developing new protocols, new platforms, even new equipment, new softwares, new researches. So involving industry can actually help us bring all those researches to our university students. And as Dean rightly said, it is not a co-curriculum activity. It has to be the main curriculum, because cybersecurity is a reality and people are getting affected on daily basis. So more in sync we are, more we are working together, I think we have a better chance to fight this thing. Thank you.
Excellent. The initiative to bring all of us together, to work together so that we can be in sync. On that note, therefore, I'd like to ask the Kenya School of Government, what steps is the Kenya School of Government taking to equip public officials with the necessary skills, and are there any gaps in this training that the school is currently offering?
Thank you. It's a good question. As you, maybe most who are not aware, the Kenya School of Government has a mandate to carry out capacity building for public officers. Not really limited to public, but also it can also extend the mandate to private entities. One, as you had me make a presentation, when you look at the workforce we have in the government, most of them were there before computers came in. To be honest, there's a gap in regards to capacity, in regards to cyber security. Not even only capacity, even some of them are not aware of the issues that cyber security can cause to when they are working on their works in day-to-day life. So what the school is doing, the school is investing on, first of all, carrying out the sensitization. Second, we are approaching it in 3 prongs, from the lower level, the middle level, and to the leadership level. After that, we are even going to make it easy for those who are not able to come physically to the face-to-face training, and some of them can be taken through the program on online platform. For those who are not aware, the school is widespread within this country. We have school in Roa, in the coastal area, in Matuga. We also have a school in Mombasa. We also have a school in Mount Kenya region, Embu. We are also in Baringo. And soon we are going to have a school to be able to handle the Nyanza and western part, which will be located in Figa. The school is ready, and we are investing even in infrastructure, whereby we're investing in technology. And this forum is going to be quite useful to the school, especially with now the partners from the private, that we can team together and collaborate and have a resilient system that can be able to benefit our citizens of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to that. And then I'd like to ask what role the University of Nairobi is playing in fostering research. I think the Dean talked about research. And are there any ongoing research projects or within the Center of Excellence focused on addressing Kenya's challenges?
Yeah, thanks, Doc. Again, I would say University of Nairobi locally and internationally in research activities. And at the Faculty of Science and Technology, we have already established postgraduate training in the center, in our Center of Excellence, where the most pertinent issue here we are looking at is the issue of collaboration, linkages, and partnership. And here it is with the government, the industry, and also the academia. think about it with we look at it sometimes at two levels. There is academia, and then within the industry we are talking about government sometimes become our industry, also the private sector. So ideally we are on top of it, as again the dean said earlier. Our core mandate is teaching and learning. Then we have the research. In fact, for us, we take it very seriously. Working on it, we are already in it. This is quite timely. The other thing I would like to say is we are already at this point, what we call our big five, producing courses to our undergraduate students on AI, such that it is taught across the board. Issues of entrepreneurship again is something we are taking very passionately and very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that submission. I'd now like to invite the audience, and I'll just take two questions. If there are any questions or comments to the panelists. Here, people in tech are usually a bit quiet and reserved. Yes. Please tell us your name, which organization you come from, and then if you're posing a general question or a question.
Morning, everyone. My name is Harvey Sijeni. I'm Business Process and Cybersecurity Officer for Avenue Healthcare. I think it's the right time to incorporate data protection not as a because you realize we are training a lot of cybersecurity professionals, and when they go outside there, they need also to understand public and the ones who are absorbed, wanting. So even if they stay out, be in a position to for bracing the occasion. One is the previous attacks that we had. How did we address the weak during that? What were the weak that we identified? Scenario of any data. How you navigate. This one was what are the backup strategies that you've planned if this system going to be back to the 48 hours, will be back immediately.
Thank you very much. So could we take one more so that we then, and we heard that the future is female, so I need to balance the gender as well. I'm not biased, I'm just following the cue. Thank you.
What recommendations would you offer in improvement of our security posture, especially the infrastructure, to be able to fight these cybersecurity threats? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll take those as a first
Yes, so maybe I could go first. The question is what actually led to whatever we were experiencing with the e-citizen platform, and what have we learned or what have we done about it. I think number one is we must appreciate that when we decided as a government to onboard the services on the e-citizen platform, this was a first, because we were increasing the numbers, I think, from just about 300 services. To date, it's over 20,000 services. So there was a lot of work that was going on in the back end. Migration of services. Now, I don't know whether I'm audible enough. Yes, so as that was happening, you must then realize that there were a number of activities that were going on, both in the front end and the back end. Now, the challenge we faced was primarily what you call a denial of service attack, where you end up with so many requests beyond which the system can tolerate. And a lot of that was engineered externally from outside the country. We did not suffer any breaches in terms of loss of data, but then we were able to quickly get around and deal with it. Part of what then we were able to do were to create redundancies, so that then we are in a situation today where if we were to have a similar attack, then the downtime would be much shorter. There are definitely a number of other things that we picked in the process that I might not necessarily openly share and discuss. Then maybe just on the critical infrastructure in the context of Kenya Power. I think number one is a physical infrastructure, which we have a responsibility to secure. But then because you have a central point where a switchboard where you are managing the distribution and all that, there is a lot that we must do to secure the system. And NC4 is at hand. The kernel is here. We can be able to work closely just to ensure that one, there is a view of what is going on, and also just an understanding of the capabilities that exist, and also the ability to then come in and share and support. And this is what we have done across government and across various agencies. And there's also good expertise within the private sector, which we can also be able to leverage and to ensure that we insulate this critical infrastructure, because when it's attacked, the damage is much bigger than, and the loss will be going into billions of shillings. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again, Doc. So the question I think was on training student for the market on data protection. Yeah, so again, I would say as we look at the issue of internalization, we have also to think about the local content. As you may, once we are doing the training for a student, we train them for the theory and the practice, we do a balancing. We continuously do curriculum review. that's the issue of continue and updating on our curriculum. And fine, as the University of Nairobi, you also have the policy on data protection. That one is already active. The whole idea is as we prepare the students for the market, let us appreciate that technology advancement is changing very fast. So that as the students are interacting with the industry in attachment and later on for
Thank you very much for those insights. And I would now like to invite the panelists to just half a minute give final remarks. And I'd like to Audrey right there at the end.
Out to us for any kind of guidance.
Thank you, sir. The Dean?
Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to let you know that, as I indicated earlier, that we are going to have the Nairobi School of AI, and I would like for you to watch out and maybe reach out to be part of a member or to partner with us in that area, or if for you, if you are a student, to ensure that you enroll in that school, Nairobi School of AI. And also we have that Center of Cybersecurity, that Center of Excellence. So, and we are doing short trainings, so kindly reach out to us if you are interested. Thank you very much.
DVC Academic.
Thank you. I would say private and the opportunity for the Faculty of Technology broaden the aspect of and even AI. At least we are serving the
We'll have Mr. Leon, please.
One thing, there are tremendous amount of sources and best practices. One of the challenges is to urge to take over the full spectrum of responsibilities or try to put the blame or the responsibility on one entity. Focus, each one should continue to focus on the relative advantage and then share and find capabilities at the other stakeholders across industry, academia, and government.
Excellent. Kenya School of Government.
Thank you. Kenya School of Government is very much ready and willing to play the role of capacity building both for public and private. All of you are welcome, even for registration for the program the school is undertaking. That is either face-to-face and online.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the panelists most sincerely, and I'd like to invite the audience to please join me in giving a round of applause to the panelists. At this point, I'd like to just give a small summary before I hand over to the MC. As we see that the digital landscape evolves, so too the complexities of cybersecurity. The rapid integration of AI into security frameworks presents us both with unprecedented opportunities and significant challenges. I think we have seen that. And also in this context, public-private partnership has come out as the big thing and the way to go. And I think that is like the defining moment of this particular conference, that we are coming together as government, as private sector, as academia to move this forward. And finally, that there are lessons to be learned, even when things happen, when threats come up, and that through these PPPs, we can enhance our collective security posture, the ways in which we work together to tackle the ever-evolving challenges of the digital age. I thank you most sincerely, and I too am an alumni of the University of Nairobi. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much. I believe I'm audible enough. Yes, thank you, Chege. Please, would love our PS to give us your final remarks before we can be able to close on the panel.
Thank you. I must say that I'm really excited that we are having this conversation and that this conference is going on. Maybe just some two closing remarks. One is for the institutions as innovation hubs, where we have the talent, where we have the skills, and we can be able to work with our students, actually come up with solutions to address gaps and the challenges that we constantly face. Country, I think we are not going to what is happening, particularly in the West. Most of the groundbreaking potential of attracting a lot of number two, for the students. Had a long conversation about possible with solving now there are a lot of conversations generating a lot. Lastly, from a security
Thank you very much for that. We appreciate your sentiments to our Principal Secretary and also Dr. Priska Oloj for moderating the panel so very well, and to the entire panelists. Please, let's appreciate them with a warm round of applause. The amount of wisdom and wealth of knowledge that is in this panel deserves probably the next conference. We'll go somewhere at Mombasa, at the beach, put a bonfire there, and we can spend an entire afternoon where we can engage. But please, I'd like to request the executive committee to just come forward so that we can be able to take a group photo. Technical team, you can be able to put some light music on the background. We just want to make sure that we can be able to come step forward. We'll take a group photo here, and then we are going to recess for Also a photo session that we're going to take outside, and a media briefing that is going to happen outside as the rest of us, enjoy our tea break. Please, let's appreciate our executive committee with a round of applause. Thank you very much. At this point in time, we would like to usher you just outside for a very brief media briefing and also a photo session. The time is exactly 11:10. We are hopeful that we can be able to be back here at 11:30. Please give a warm high five to the person sitting next to you and tell them tea is on me. I am buying you a cup of tea. Please enjoy the networking session. Would like to see you back here in the next 20 minutes. Frankie, thank you. Enjoy your cup of tea. All right. And collaboration. So for our executive, we'll give them time for a media briefing and also some few photos that are going to be taken. Thank you once again. See you back here in the next 20 minutes. Thank you.